Good evening, everybody. This is Leo's here, CEO and founder of Leoli Educations, the #1 agency in regional areas. And today I have here with me Mr. Ali, the man, the legend. And I'm very excited to bring him in today because Ali is one of our students from our job coaching program. And he has made me proud. And more importantly, he made himself proud. So I want to hopefully he can share with you his journey with our program, what has he learned from the program, and hopefully you can get inspired, but more importantly, you can take on his advice and go out there and land your dream jobs. But first of all, thank you for joining me today, Ali.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. Not a problem at all. Thank you, Leo,
Sure.
for having me.
No, thank you. So Ali, for those who do not know about you, in about 5 to 6 sentences, can you quickly just sum up yourself, like who you are, what do you study, where do you live?
Yes, so my name is Ali. I studied Masters of Electrical and Renewable Engineering with a dual specialization in engineering management from Deakin University, Geelong. So I've been living in Newcastle, New South Wales currently. So I'm relocating to Melbourne because of my job, thanks to Leo. Before this program, I was pretty much applying everywhere. I subscribed to a couple of pages on Seek, Indeed, and whatever job popped up, I just sent a resume and cover letter. But one thing you learn in this job coaching program from Leo is that the problem we make is that we tend to focus on the outcome rather than the process. So we miss out on the process. You're just playing hit and miss. You you can't play hit and miss in life. If you want to get the result, you have to have a process to achieve that result. And this is what the job coaching program is all about, having a set process to achieve that result. The result is getting a job, but to get there, there needs to be a process. Now, before this program, you'll talk with your teachers, you'll talk with your professional year uh, tutors, any expert in the industry. They'll all tell you focus on the resume, focus on the cover letter. But life is much more than a piece of paper. So you to get there, you have to tell the employer who you are. And the resume, if Leo's a hiring manager and he's receiving hundreds of resumes, he wouldn't even bother. He would spam those in this junk mails. And if I call Leo, at least he knows who I am. And if I call him tomorrow, he might know, oh, there's a guy. He's pretty keen, he's pretty interested, and he knows
Gotcha.
who I am. And he might respond to me the third day.
Yeah.
But
So let's before we go into too deep into the program yet, Ali, because I want them to understand a bit more about the what was your challenges before this program, because we talk about this. You apply for many jobs, but there was hardly any feedback. But what were some of the challenges you face when you? Let's start with when you first came here. Like, do you work in any odd jobs, or were you working in any kind of like completely irrelevant fields?
yeah, I was driving Uber for a living. I have been driving Uber, and then I came to a stage where I decided that regardless of PR, this is not what I want to do. I can't just drive all night. I want a normal life, 9 to 5 life, and maybe I'll start my business down the line. But this is what I want. I did not come to Australia to drive Ubers. If from a personal point of view, if I'm going to support my family in future, I have to get a normal life first of all. And before coming to this job program, I was just I was shooting, but shooting blindly. But Leo set me a direction where to shoot, and I followed that direction, and hopefully, I got what I wanted thanks to Leo, and all praise to him. But the thing is that Yeah, before this job program, I mean, I lost motivation, to be quite honest, because I mean, I after applying for around thousands of jobs on Seek, I did
Wow.
manage to land one interview or two interviews, and with the I wasn't prepared for the interview. I mean,
Wow.
I did prepare a bit by myself by looking over the website, but
Yeah.
I mean, I couldn't crack the employers. I couldn't answer the answers that they wanted to hear,
Mm.
and that is something that Leo taught me. Uh,
Got you. So there was a
so
lot of difficulties, isn't it, Ali? And I think your difficulties are something that a lot of other international students also go through as well. So now, we were talking about we will talk more about the program, but I want to learn more about what was some of your misunderstanding, like about finding jobs. So if there are, let's say, three misunderstandings that you realize now about finding jobs. So what was the misunderstanding you had before this program?
the misunderstandings, I mean, like where we come from and the fact that we're not born with a silver spoon, or we're not permanent residents, and the fact that we don't have local experience. I mean, I competed in a manner in which the locals did focus on resumes, focus on cover letters,
Mm,
don't even know what you're applying for.
mm,
And the second misconception, I thought that, I mean, that if you call up an employer, he would react like a Pakistani employer would react, like, why is he calling me? I've got stuff to do. And but most of the employers I found were pretty nice, pretty friendly. They did want to chat with you,
mm.
regardless of the fact they want to hire you or not. But they do want to chat with you if you come the right way. And the third misconception, I would say, would be the fact that uh, yeah, most of the jobs are unadvertised. So
Mm.
this job was that I got was unadvertised as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I gave them an interview about 4 months ago and did not hear from them ever. But uh, there came an opportunity where one guy was leaving, and I mean, they did not want to go through the recruitment process by having an ad on Seek or Indeed. So they just rang me up because they already knew who I was. And uh, and I answered them that, all right, I'm available for a contract. And I was also doing an internship. They did offer me something, but I got a contract with them, and this was only verbal thing. So I went with a full-time contract. So yeah.
Wow. So that's a lot of takeaways there. But I guess the viewers, if you are watching this right now, what he was saying was what I guess the probably the key there was the fact that he said 90% of the jobs are not advertised. However, we have been programmed, or should I say brainwashed by the professor, by the society, that every job out there, it's always advertised on LinkedIn and on Seek. But here, Ali, he is an evidence. He embodies the fact that 90% of the jobs are not advertised. Cool. So we will talk more about that now. Talking about the cold call, Ali, because I think that is something a lot of people don't understand. What is it all about? Why do you think cold calling is so important? And before this program, do you know how to cold call the employer?
I did not even know that there was a thing to call an employer. So, so yeah, I mean, the code calls are pretty important. At least you set the direction. At least you tell them who you are, and if you send a resume or cover letter after telling them who you are, they're more likely to respond to you, rather than if you just apply blindly. They won't even know who you are. They're just getting thousands of resumes,
Mm.
and you got to stand out. I mean, I believe code calls is pretty important because it sets the direction for the rest to follow. So code calls would be the number one thing to do, I believe.
Mm.
So
And how important is the script that I give you? Is that helpful that you have
I
the code call script?
Oh yeah, I mean, with script you don't have to do much. You just read from the piece of paper. But over time, I mean, it's all numbers game. It's a practice game. The more calls you make, the more script you follow, you'll get better at it. But initially, you need a script to follow. But over time, you'll just memorize the script, and I mean, you'll see. Uh, you remember a day when you made the calls, and I was just sitting with you. That helped me a lot as well. I mean, the way you spoke, I just kept listening to you, and I mean, yeah, and I tried to like replicate the stuff, some of the stuff you said, and
Mm,
that helped me quite a lot as well. But over time, again, it's a numbers game. The more calls you make, the more confidence you would gain. The more
mm,
interviews you do, you'll
mm.
self-reflect and improve, and you just get better at it.
Got you, got you. So, for the ones who are watching, because I guess many of you might have heard of the concept of cold calling. So cold calling is simply means you pick up that phone and ring the employers. But the thing is, you cannot just call them randomly. You need to know what to say. You need to know what question to ask. You need to know how to set an appointment, how to ask the magic question. I hope Ali still remember that, and how to ask the hard questions. So all these things that I promise you guys, the viewers, nobody in this country teaching you how to do the cold call other than myself. So obviously it play a different, very good part for Ali. Now talk about follow-up, Ali. Do you think follow-up is important? And how did it help you with this job, the following up?
Oh yeah, I mean the follow up is that's the most important part. Like if you send up a resume, for me, I mean obviously your students have followed a different direction, but for me,
Mm,
I used to send up I used to call up employers, then send a resume, cover letter, designed for them, and then after a day or two or maybe a week, I followed up with them. Hey, have you received my resume? How do you rate it? And am I a good fit? And stuff like that you taught us. And that was pretty important, following up. If I did not follow up, that resume and uh, cover letter would be in the garbage bin as well. But the I got an interview. You remember Ben, right? The only reason I got an interview with Ben was the fact that I was just following up with him until he
You
got
keep
tired
following
of,
up, right?
yeah, yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. Until he got tired. Come on, man, just sit there, just have an interview with me one day. And but the good thing is, like, I mean, uh, before joining this program, I said I was lost, but I mean, the fact that I'm hanging out with professionals now, not with Uber drivers, I mean, I've just, I mean, my brain has changed a lot, and it's the first step is, like I said, to your athlete class. The first step is to, I mean, just hang out with people who want excellence in life, or who are
Mm,
in the job or striving to get a job, because you have the same set of goals with the, like a Uber driver or a security guard. All their, sorry, with all, yeah, with the Uber driver or security guard, all they'll talk about is money, how to hustle, make money. But if you want to really get a job, you should be hanging out with people who are in the job, or who strive to get a job. This is from my experience as well. Obviously, some people might have a different experience.
mm, mm.
Uh, so you talk about electrical engineering, there's a lot of stuff, renewable engineering, uh, construction engineering, design, project engineers, manufacturing. So you got what I saw was that, I mean, all right, estimation. This is something I know about. This is something I can really be successful in life, and this is something that I can really ace an interview if I just work on it. So
Mm,
I had identified estimator. All right, I'm just going to go for an estimator, and the
mm.
more interviews I gave for an electrical estimator, I mean, I just learned new stuff, and it just improved the improved my skill set. And
Mm.
this interview I gave in Melbourne, which landed me the job, I mean, they just gave me the job after speaking to me after 5 minutes, because I mean, I was actually just telling them the stuff they wanted to hear, because I had given like 4 or 5 interviews of an estimator before coming to them. So I
Mm,
really knew the stuff I was talking about. And
wow.
yeah.
So you're very prepared. You are very well prepared going
Uh,
into the
yeah, because
interview.
I did not dive into other fields like renewable, advanced manufacturing. I just stuck with estimations, and the more estimation interviews I gave, it just improved my concepts of things on the softwares being used and how to do the estimations. What's a takeoff? What's a Simpro software do? And
Mhm.
what is tendering in Australia? What are the electrical standards required in Australia? So I mean, I just learned that stuff by doing interviews or time and time again, and just hearing the employers. So by the time I got to them, I mean, they gave me the job after 5 minutes. Just after 5 minutes, they said like, all right, we'll have a chat with me, and I mean, we'll probably give you a contract. So when can you start? And this is
It's too fast, yeah? It's
yeah,
too
yeah,
fast.
too fast, because I mean, yeah, eh, yeah.
That's really good. Now, how important is our preparation for your interview? And do you remember the questions that I prepare you to ask them in the interview? Was it useful? Then did you use any of those questions during the interview?
Uh, I would say those questions, the question right at the end, just to demonstrate my skill set, if you can assign some estimation work to me, Mr. Employer, that was nail in the coffin, I would say. So, so I mean, they were like, just mate, just chill out, buddy. I want you to have a good sleep. And but it really goes to show that I mean, you're on the front foot. You just want to. You're a guy with a good attitude. You want to come in and just learn and grow. It just sets you the direction. But I mean, with your questions, I mean, yeah, those questions helped me a lot. Before coming here, I would say that I was not asking any questions if I was going to an interview, or maybe
Mhm.
asking some poor questions that did not mean anything to the employer. But those questions are pretty important. And again, if I talk about the interviews, 90% of the part is still mental. Only 10% of the part is
Mhm.
technical, because they check for a guy with a good attitude who can come in and set the just learn quickly and just start from the offset. So they're not looking for some Albert Einstein guy. They're just looking for a guy with a good attitude. Uh,
But the problem is we have been brainwashed to believe that technical are more important
oh no,
than
no, no, no.
mental.
No, I would say for a fact I've given like at your program, just I've given 4 or 5 interviews, and I've hardly been asked any technical stuff. Yeah, they do ask if I've got any experience of the technical stuff. Hey, like, have you done tendering? Have you any site experience in Australia?
Mm,
Or they just ask like, are you good? Or have you used AutoCAD? Because you clearly have mentioned on your resume. Said, yeah,
mm.
I've used AutoCAD, but that's only the technical part they do ask. It's not like they ask for an AutoCAD program like, okay, okay, Leo, show me how do you use AutoCAD. They don't ask stuff like that.
Got
Just
you.
ask the generic stuff.
Got you. Got you. So for those who's watching this, just to clarify, Ali didn't have like any local experience whatsoever. He's a fresh. He's very fresh graduate. Is it right to say, Ali, you are not a like highly experienced person in
Oh
Australia?
no, 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 no.
Yeah, so you are very much a fresher, a graduate. So
Yeah.
if he can land a job, then you guys whoever watching, you can also land a job. But the key is you got to know who to listen to. And obviously Ali was listening to my advice, and as a result, he was not disappointed. I did not disappoint him. Maybe the last two questions, Ali, how important is our support throughout the period, throughout the program with you? Do you think we have support you a lot
Oh yeah,
throughout the
definitely.
program?
I mean, I would say there were times I was down and out, but you lifted me up. You said, "Come on, man, just make more calls. Just forget about it." And I mean, Yeah, it helped me a lot. The fact that you used to like I should be the one calling you, but you used to call me, and just I mean just say, come on, man, just keep pushing. And I mean like you've been a mentor and a friend, but
Thank you.
like I mean you just kept pushing me to. I mean, because one thing I still remember today is that I mean you said like. Ali, you're a guy with a lot of potential. What are you doing, man? Why are you selling yourself for $10? And that stuff did stuck into my mind that, yeah, what am I doing? Like, why am I not living to my potential? And you only made me realize that potential that I can actually do this. And
Mm,
and there's one more thing that I used to take stuff pretty personal. If I used to, because I don't like a no for an answer. I don't know. It's just me. I don't like someone saying no to me.
mm,
But you were the one who told me, all right, just let it go, man. Just focus on the next one. And I mean, we just kept pushing. Or Ben
mm.
was gone, then we rang two more calls, and then those two didn't answer. We just kept on pushing and
Yes.
pushing until we got there.
Yeah, we never give up, right? We keep
Never
pushing.
give up.
We,
Yeah,
we
yeah,
never give up. I remember that you say that funny part, yeah, the $10 thing. Because I
yeah,
said that
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
say
yeah.
that I say that you like a millionaire and you sell yourself for $10. What do you
Yeah,
think
yeah,
about
yeah,
that?
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you said even in the classes, you said like, Ali, come on, man. Why are you driving Uber? And like,
Yeah,
uh,
but the thing is, you see, Ali, how do you think how important it is for people to be straight with you and to be honest with you? Because I see a lot of people, they sugarcoat things. They do not tell the truth to you anymore because they want you to feel good. But for me, I don't give a damn, right? You see how I'm very honest and I always say the truth. How important is being honest, like in helping you, me being honest in helping you to get a good job? How important is that?
oh yeah, I mean, it's really important. Like, if you're not honest with me, if you weren't honest with me and you would have just sugar-coated stuff, like I
Mm,
wouldn't be where I am today, having a
yeah.
contract. And because you just helped me improve on stuff. I mean, I still remember I gave Jiang some lame resume, and I mean, she
You
just
annoy her, okay? You annoy her. Let's see.
oh, yeah, but I mean, yeah, I did annoy her. Yeah, but kudos to her. She helped me a lot as well.
Yeah, she helped you a lot, man. She really care about your help, your success. So that's why
Yeah,
we, we
yeah.
help you so much. Okay, so
But
probably the last two questions, Ali. So would be for now that you got this professional job, like how does that make you feel now as an individual, waking up knowing that I'm gonna show up to work in a professional job, in the job of my dream? How does that make you feel now as a person? How does that make
yeah,
you
I
feel?
mean, it does make me feel like a professional. It does open up in terms of PR. It does open up wider opportunities. Like now, I can go for 482, 186, which wasn't on the card
Mm,
previously. And I mean, I took this job in Melbourne, although no one knows what's coming in July, but
mm,
hopefully nothing comes in July. I still have the option to gain experience from here and try other states, because the fact throughout this program is that I've made a lot of contacts with employers. And I mean, I could just ring them up and say, hey, I'm looking for work if there's anything available. I've got experience now. And I mean, yeah, so I mean, it's just complete, it's just changed me as a person now. It changed my
mm.
perception on life. And it's just the so I think I'm proud of myself as well for getting
Good.
here after a lot of rejections. So yeah, it
Yeah.
does feel good.
And how for those who are watching this, how long do you think the whole process takes for you to land this job? Because I remember we did an 8 weeks program, but you actually only serious up until week number 3. You were not very serious in the first few weeks. How long do you think the whole process takes for you to land this job?
Oh, it's a numbers game. You can do it in a week. You can do it in a week if you're just calling enough people. But I
Mm,
mean, it's a numbers game. It just depends how badly you want it. If like
mm,
you really want something, you just have to keep pushing until you get it. And it just like there's a saying. I mean, it all depends how hungry you are. If you're hungry enough, you can get it in maybe 2 weeks. But it's just a numbers game. It's just like how many.
For you, like how long do you think for you yourself? How long do you think it takes you to land this estimator job? How long?
It did take me around maybe 5 to 6 weeks.
I think 5 to 6 weeks, yeah. But if you really talk about serious work, then probably just about 4 weeks. Like if you really say seriously, because I believe there was a period you were not very serious. I remember I have to call you and like why there's no updates, man. I have to follow up with you. I said why I don't see anything from you.
Yeah,
I think
I would go like I said, if you can get there in 2 weeks, even for me it just like was 4 weeks because I just kept pushing. And but yeah, I mean it's just a numbers game, but you can do it in 2 weeks. But
wow.
I mean, yeah,
it's really good. So guys, you guys listening to what Ali have said, right? So it can take as short as you want if you really determined, if you're really hungry for the success. So for the last question, Ali, for those who are watching this right now and they might be wondering, should they join our job coaching program or not? What would be the 3 reasons why you think they should join our program? Can you just suggest them?
Number one would be to just change your mindset, change your perception, and just, I mean, like I said, for the first step towards gaining your job is to hang out with people who are in the job industry and just hang out with Leo. That's what I would say. Just call this guy, just talk to him, and he knows stuff which you don't know. So that's one reason why you should join this program. The other one is that he'll teach you ways that no one else will teach you in Australia. That like he said, you've been brainwashed just to focus on resumes and cover letters, and you're just applying for 10% jobs, and then you're competing in a market where you're competing with actually citizens or permanent residents or guys with local years of experience. So you don't want competition. So that's the second reason why you want to join him. He'll teach you the exact way to do code calls, and I mean, just to beat the competition and to apply for the 10% jobs. Third reason would be, I mean, he's a cool guy, and other than that, yeah, you know, the first 2 reasons are good enough to join. Yeah, the third reason is to be quite honest, Leo, I mean, you can, like, if someone asks me that I want a job, I mean, if someone asks me, obviously I can help them. But if someone's happy in their Uber life or security life, you can't help them. You can only help those who want help. And
Wow.
so I mean, if you really want help, you should join. But if you're happy where you are, there's no point in joining. So
yeah, thank you for the honesty, and thank you for the recommendations, Ali. So I'm very proud of your achievement, and I hope that this will be just the beginning of your career, and I hope you will grow. And we want to talk about this. The first job is the most difficult. Once you got the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, it's too easy for you because you got the foundation now. So I hope you keep growing from now, and stay in touch with us. So you will become my new power base now. So whenever your company is looking for stuff, you got to think about me. All right?
Yeah, no worries.
So we can send some stuff to you.
So
okay, thank you for your time, Ali.
Yeah, no worries. So you'll be coming to Melbourne on 25th?
Yeah. I'll be there.
Yeah, let's meet up for 25th if you're there.
We will, because I have a lot of people from Melbourne who really want to join our program. So I will invite you as a guest speaker.
Oh, okay, yeah, so, sure. Sounds good.
You can come in, chat with them. We have some coffee, you know, we catch up, because everything we do is just through WhatsApp and through Zoom. Yeah, I never see you in the person. Right?
Oh yeah, I want to meet you as a person in person as well.
Yeah, it would be nice. We work together for a while. No problem. I will send you the address when I'm going to Melbourne, and we catch up there. Okay?
Yeah.
Good night, my friend. Take care. Thanks for your time.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.